Now, immediately after the sitting, the acting chairman of the House of Representatives Committee, Thomas Toby, told our National Assembly correspondent, Joke Adisa, that the Minister of the Niger Delta, Godswill Akpabio, lied, misled the House Committee and refused to sign the oath form.
The minister has started contradicting himself because part of what he said is part of the propaganda against the leadership of the committee, both in the House of Rep and in the Senate. So, but he couldn't substantiate it here today. And you can also see that he even excused the chairman of not being part. So, there is no verifiable evidence to show that members of this committee were given contracts. That is not in place, and that has been exhibited here today. Of course, the minister here, all that he said today, he was on oath, but he deliberately refused to sign the oath. This is the oath for the minister. He didn't sign it. So that's how to show how the minister is. So all that he did here, that is on camera, but he lies on.
And news just reaching us say the House of Representatives has given the Minister of Niger Delta Affairs, Godswill Akpabio, 48 hours to publish names, contracts, dates and amount of contracts awarded to members of the 9th Assembly. Speaker Femi Gbajabiamila says the House will invoke the full wrath of the law if the minister fails to do so. Well, joining me via Skype is lawyer Liberos Oshoma. Liberos, thank you for joining us on the news this hour. Let's quickly begin with the reaction coming from the House of Representatives, talking about the fact that the Minister of the Niger Delta is being given 48 hours to publish names, contracts and dates of those members that he said were awarded contracts. And if he doesn't, the House will invoke the full wrath of the law. You would recall yesterday he said that a major part of the contracts awarded by the NDDC were given to members of the House.
Thank you. It's sad when people, just throw reckless statements around to score cheap points. I would have expected that the minister coming to appear before a committee that's investigating, and that any statement that would be coming from him should be backed up with documents and evidence, because he knows that the entire world is watching, and the Nigerians, even though laughable, would take such investigation seriously. But a situation where statement is made and then those statements are not substantiated, and then in the morning you see, screaming headlines on the pages of newspaper that 60% of contracts in NDDC are awarded to members of the National Assembly without necessarily mentioning names. I think what the National Assembly had done is the right thing to do, that the minister should call those names, and then if he chickens out, then the full weight of the rod, the National Assembly should invoke the full weight of the law, against such minister. I wonder, really, even when it's serious government, I wonder what the minister should still be doing in the seat by now. I expect that by now, just like the president suspended Madu, that the minister ought to have been asked to step aside and then a thorough investigation conducted into the NDDC. But from what we see, it's as if, we're just in a circus.
All right, how about a lot of Nigerians, rather, are reacting to the speaker also saying that the acting NDDC, the acting MD of the Interim Management Committee would not appear any longer. A lot of Nigerians are reacting to that, saying that they feel that the case has not fully been investigated or probed, and so why should he be said not to return? I wonder where you stand with regards to this.
It's unfortunate. I had expected that we would see vibrancy in the speakership of Honorable Femi Gbajabiamila, being a lawyer and being a member of the House of Representatives since inception. I had expected to see fire and vibrancy, but from what I see, I would tell you that a lot of Nigerians are disappointed, and I am disappointed too. I told somebody yesterday that this is the beginning of the theatrics. That the next thing you will hear is that the acting NDDC MD who fainted, you know, it's in isolation. And then that would take us probably another 1 to 2 months, and then the whole thing will die down. And even before we got there, the speaker had come out to say that the MD should no longer appear. And there are grave allegations against the MD, even by the former MD, acting MD. And so I wonder if these allegations are as grave as they are, and the MD is not given opportunity to come either, you know, refute them or accept same. No matter how the conclusion that the House will reach, the MD would always say that he was not given opportunity to come, you know, answer questions, because the speaker had said he would no longer appear. I didn't expect that from the speaker. It is good that they have adjourned, but adjourned to allow the MD come back and answer those questions that were put to him before he fainted. Now telling the entire world that there was no need for him to come again, because also, mind you, the minister also raised some issues. There was something he said yesterday, even though he was asked for the document, he said he would not make the document public, that there were monies withdrawn from the account of the NDDC, 49 million withdrawn in cash. At what point were they withdrawn? Was it under this cashless society regime that we are operating? You know, all of these are still shrouded in secrecy and mystery. So that's why I had expected that there should be more to some of these allegations, you know, that have been raised. And it will be necessary for the MD to reappear before that committee, especially since the former MD had said that there were no forensic auditor anywhere. And then also, Akpabio said that the forensic auditors were already working, even though he admitted that the certificate of no objection was just issued by the Bureau of Public Procurement. So all of these issues, we know where this is going to. But to now come and excuse the MD, for me, it raised more questions than answer. And
all
that
right,
shouldn't be
Liberous, we have to leave the conversation here now. Thank you so much for speaking with us.